the code we make, the art we make, the code we make, the art we make, everything is open source. So it's available for everyone to view, to modify, to build upon. This is a very important point because like your contributions cannot be retracted. Like you cannot maybe like write some code and like maybe 10 years later decide to like you don't want your code to be used anymore. Open source is like your contributions will stay there forever or until like it's edited or anything. Uh, Open source means like everything is decentralized. No one owns the code. Everyone can use it and modify it and learn from it and like build upon it. So this is a very important point. Everything we will be creating is open source from Cyrillics to the website. Everything we make is open source. So I will give the mic for Abdullah to talk about the structure of HackClub Syria.
Okay, thank you, Zaid. As I said in the information channel in the Discord server, the structure of HackClub Syria is pretty much straightforward. We divided the club. Let's not call it divide. We just categorized the club into houses of interest. Each house belonged to a certain interest. For example, we have a house for game dev and a house for web dev. You can suggest other houses if you're interested, if enough people are down for that house, like for example, CP or AI. If people are down, we don't mind adding a new house. Now, we also have projects. Projects is divided into two types. The first type is house projects. That is projects that belongs to a house. The members of that house can contribute to this project, and generally this project will be in the same spirit of this house. Like for example, we have Cyrillics for the web dev house, and GMTK for the game dev house, game dev house. We will talk more about Cyrillics and GMTK later, but for now, that is house projects. Now, the other type of projects is the club projects. What we also call is global projects. That is projects that doesn't belong to any house. Anyone can contribute to these projects, and I highly recommend contributing to these projects because first of all, it will be easier because more people are contributing to it. And I think personally, the club projects one are more interesting because they include every aspect of the computer science, not just one aspect. So we have one example, which is HackClub Syria's Wikipedia initiative. We will talk about it in the next slide. I think it's in the next slide, right, Zaid? Yep, I will leave it to Line Nabil to talk about more about the Wikipedia initiative.
Okay, thanks, Abdullah. I'll put a background for dramatic effect. Okay. Okay. So, the age is the Islamic Golden Age, with the year being 1258. The House of Wisdom, also known as the Grand Library of Baghdad, was a major Abbasid-era public academy and intellectual center. It was so grand that most of the world's knowledge were there. Not only it was there, but in Arabic, as it played a major role in the Greco-Arabic translation, which made the Arabic language the language of knowledge at the time. Fast forward 766 years. A kid plans to learn programming. That kid struggles with English, so he plans to learn it in Arabic. That kids get laughed at every day in every country, in every group, in every context, each and every year. The reason being, you can't learn CS without English. What honor have you left? How can we use specialized vocabulary as a reason to excuse needing English? Did the 1,000 years worth of knowledge contain none? That's why it's our job as a community of high schoolers gathered in an average size club to return Arabic to its glory. How? By translating 100 tech-related Wikipedia articles from English to Arabic, not only now, but each year, with the goal being making it a freedom to learn CS using Arabic. Our motto, we gotta start somewhere. Ooh, you can go back.
Okay, thank you, Nabil. Okay, so Abdullah will take the house of dev as well.
Okay, so the first house that we currently have is the house of web dev. It's simply, as the name suggests, a house for people interested in web development, so whether be it front end, back end, full stack, whatever. We have two projects under the web dev house. The first of which is Cyrilix. Now we will talk about Cyrilix later in further details, but Cyrilix is simply a project, an open source dictionary for Syrian dialects. The idea was suggested by Wesleyan College freshman from Aleppo, and we are very excited to implement this idea to reality. The next project is improving the HackClub Syria website. We already have a HackClub Syria website that you use to apply to HackClub Syria. Now this website was just primarily used for the application process, but we would like to have a website where we can showcase our stuff, showcase our achievements, our work, maybe a log dev for the progress that we have put, or for the work that we have put to making these achievements. And maybe perhaps I'm just spitting out ideas. Maybe perhaps a blog for people to write blogs in the website. So we would like to have a personal website for our club, and that is a project for the House of Web Development. We can move on to the next slide. For Cyrilix, I will leave it to
Sure.
Zaid.
Thank you, Abdullah. Okay, so Cyrilix, it's like the origin of the name. Can you hear my voice? Okay, sure. So Cyrilix is the origin of the name is Suri, and lex which stands for lexicon. So it's Suri lexicon. So I like to pronounce it like Cyril, like Cyrilix, but you can pronounce it however you like. It's an open source crowd-backed dictionary. Open source, we describe what open source means. Crowd-backed dictionary. Crowd-backed means that the content of Cyrilix is provided by volunteers, by its users themselves. They suggest to add content, and they got approved by admins. Like a close example would be Urban Dictionary, if you're aware of it. But it's like more administrated, of course, because like it's a smaller community. The dictionary will be for Syrian dialects. We have lots of Syrian dialects. We have like a very rich linguistic culture, and we would love to archive it and like have a place for it to be like archived forever for like whoever is interested. The platform will feature definitions and definitions for idioms and words with audio clips and like with audio clips and expected origin. A lot of the idioms and words like have multiple expected origin, which is like why we have this in mind as well. There's more, of course, but we haven't like we will get to that. We will get into that later. Moving on to the House of Game Development. This is my favorite because I'm a game developer myself. The House of Game Development is welcoming everyone from artists to programmers, of course, to web designers, to sound designers. We're welcoming everyone who's interested in taking part of making a game. To kickstart the house journey, we will participate in the GMTK Game Jam 2024. This game jam is massive. Like every year, it breaks the record that it has set to itself the previous year. It's like the International Olympiads, but for game development. We will be participating in it. It's somewhere in August, I think mid-August. So yeah, we will be preparing for that. And until then, we will participate. We will, prepare for it. Okay, and I just forgot that we had an entire slide for GMTK, but cool. Elaborating, we have 4 days, only 4 days to make the game, and our main goal, like our vision, is just to finish the game. We're not expecting to be ranked upon like the top 10 or top 100. About 24,000 developers participate, so it will be like insanely hard. The achievement that we are like aiming for is just to finish the game, to everyone to have fun and to learn along the way. And we hope that everyone will get this experience. So how are we going to organize the teams and like, okay, forget about the completion of the sentence. Would you take that, Abdullah, or
You can take it. I'll take the next slide.
okay, sure. So
I just don't want to break
the
your
project.
train of thoughts.
Okay, sure. So we have the current plan the following plan to organize the project. Sorry. The first we have like 3 elements for each project. The first element is the project lead. It's 1 or 2 maximum, like maximum of 2%, two people, sorry, that will lead the project like entirely. But more on that later. So we have the project lead, which is 1 or 2 people. They're experienced and they have a clear vision. Like most importantly, they have a clear vision of the complete project. So they know exactly from A to Z what the project vision is, what the project will look like, and they will pass missions to the next element of the structure, which is the team leads. Missions are like big goals or like milestones in the project, like maybe like finishing the landing page, architecting the database for the project. They pass those missions with deadlines to the team leads, to each team. Each team have a team lead. Team leads are like mostly two people managing a few other contributors. Team leads, like you wouldn't expect them to be like the most experienced and like Superman of their field, but they are people that know what they're doing, and they're people that have traits of leadership. I'm saying this to not like to you don't like blame team leaders for like you may have a team where the team leader is maybe a bit less experienced than the contributor. This is a very important point. Moving on, team leads, as I said, are not like the most experienced and insane people in the team. They're just people that know what they're doing, and they have signs of they have traits of leadership. Someone has to organize the thing at the end, and they will do it. Uh, and moving on to the most important element of the entire structure, which is the contributors. Contributors are the people and are like the element that will be building the project. The previous elements we discussed are just to like organize the project, to like make sure it doesn't turn into a mess. Contributors have have a diverse range of skill sets. They have a diverse range of age. So, as I said, they are the most important element of the project structure. And yeah, they will be building the projects themselves. Every team, as I said, we will be dividing into teams based on the aspect of the project. For example, Cyrilex will have a front-end team, a back-end team, and a design team. Each team gather based on the people, like their interests and their skills. And each team, as I said, like finish their assigned missions based on deadlines. Teams will work closely together, so it's not like everyone is working on their own. This is the mission of the project lead, to connect them all. The team lead will manage every team member. Okay, so Abdullah, would you take this?
So
Sure.
yeah, the structure of HackClub isn't rigid. We just not the one that decides what the projects we do, or what, like these are the projects that we will do, and the end of the discussion, or like full stop. You can suggest your ideas. So we are waiting for your ideas. How can you do this? Next slide. Okay. So if you have any ideas, there is a suggestion pipeline, like a procedure to suggest an idea. How can you do that? You first suggest your idea, or for example, for a project, through the suggesting form you can find in the information channel on the Discord server. We receive that suggestion, we review it, we discuss it among us, And next, what we will do is, can you click Zaid? Okay, sorry. We make a poll. We make a poll. There is a specified channel for polls where you can vote if you are down for this project, if you think you can contribute, you are able to maybe learn more about the skill set for this project to contribute to it. So you vote if you want to contribute to this poll. So yeah, democracy as is written, democracy is underrated. Now, if we find that enough people are down and people voted that they do want this project, we simply launch the project. So we make a new channel, we put it under a house, people start to contribute to the project, and simply project is launched. So it's pretty much straightforward and pretty much simple.
Okay, so a big part of being part of HackClub is the international community that you will be getting access to. The international community of HackClub is like really like the coolest people you would find around our age. You'll find a lot of talented people, a lot of like very driven people at the Slack of HackClub. Slack is like the professional version of Discord. It's like the same as Discord, but like a bit dumper, but it's more professional. So we will be sending you a link to the Slack server, or I don't know what they call it, of HackClub. At Slack, you will connect with, as I said, the teenagers. We might do collabs with other hack clubs around the world. The international community also do events from time to time. They do hackathons. They gather. Sometimes, like we might, and this is not guaranteed, but we might be able to maybe like travel to and like get a travel stipend to the event they're making. They sometimes offer that, depending like on very specific circumstances. But we might get that. Like this is like a very small chance, but it's still there. There's also like online events. Not all events are on site. And online events that currently running is Arcade. You basically get credits for every hour you code in. So maybe like you have like 30 hours of coding during the summer. You of course like log your work and get credits for that. So like 30 credits would buy you like maybe a Flipper Zero or something. Like they have a lot of goodies. I would show you something. Wait, I think I can. One sec.
Yeah, we are working with the
Shit, sorry.
HackClub headquarter to maybe make that available for Syrian. No, the sanctions on Syrian, they are usually not able to send products or goods to Syria. So we are maybe trying to find a way to overcome that barrier. So yeah, we are contacting the headquarter for that.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is Arcade. As I said, for every hour you put in coding or any of your projects, robotics are one of the projects allowed. Anyways, so for every hour you put, you log it, then it gets reviewed by a human, and you basically collect credits, tickets. Sorry, they were called credits before, and you trade them for one of the goodies they offer. So this looks like a scam, but it is real. And those
Yeah.
tickets like are really hard to
Yeah,
get.
it's
Like
not
400
easy.
tickets, like it's 400 hours of coding.
Yep.
So yeah, we like since I'm on the website, I'll show you something cool, which is